Hey everybody, it's Rob here. There is a new clear. 131 has been done here on the Necromancer. People are pushing well into the 130s now. And this is from a fellow German friend here, Echo, who's also in the Twitch chat. And he is playing a slightly different setup that I want to show you today. And we're going to look at his clear. And it's going pretty well. Like, those Necros are hitting for insane amounts and they keep going higher and higher and higher. And he has a bit of a different strategy than what a lot of people use. So he has, first of all, the 1.2x multiplier here for the new core skill, which is gonna give him another 1.2 multiplier for all his minions, and that's working insane. But it's a bit more of a tough setup because you don't have Blood Mist in this one. I'm gonna have the planner and the video linked in the description. And you guys can see there's a lot of CC, a lot of stun as well, which helps him to survive in the 131. And he is still doing a lot of damage. At least at some point. Like, it's always very hard. This is a German client that he's playing on. It's always very hard to kill the DR guys. I've been playing this Necromancer myself in the 128s right now. I'm 3 tiers below this. But the damage reduction remains to be a problem. And these monsters here, they have trillions of, or at least billions of HP. And they are slowly getting into the trillions though. And this seems like a much more like safe build. And you also have more damage. So it's a pretty cool setup. No Blood Mist anymore. So this is the planner. I just need to change this one to this. And he's playing Harlequin's Crest and the Apothic aspect here. For your skeletal warriors also to proc your Shadow Blight. And have shadow attacks and also stun the enemies. Which seems pretty cool. And he's just cruising through this 131. And this, at least to my knowledge, is the highest that anyone has cleared right now. Yeah, no Grasping Veins at all. And there was a lot of talk about the Grasping Veins not working with certain multipliers and stuff. So he's just skipping it all together. No Grasping Veins. So I forgot earlier what that skill was called. It's called Blight. There's just Blight, Shadow Blight, and all that stuff. Yeah, he just keeps pulling the stuff, and he blasts it. Is it a real build? Yeah, this is the season mechanic, the Holy Bolt Elixir. Like, what do you mean it's not a real build? It's all Holy Bolts. Every high clear that you see is Holy Bolts. Like, it's the season theme. And that's actually the one thing they didn't really test on the PTR. So I was like, kind of hoping for the next PTRs that we would have this season theme, whatever it is, in the PTR so we can like bug test it and this stuff doesn't happen. Right? Yeah, no explosive mist anymore. It's worth 100%, yeah. Yeah, a lot of people don't like it, a lot of people like it. I'm like, I think they should address it a bit. You know, balance it so it doesn't double dip multipliers because the pet multipliers on the Necro are just so crazy. And it has all of them squared. Like, there's a problem in the math code and it's just pretty strong. But we made a poll earlier and most people say they don't want this to be nerfed. But we'll see. I think for the balance of the game, it would be a bit better if it gets in fact changed. But I will see. So he's blasting this down. On the math. Yeah, the attack speed is working for the cult leader passive here. As he blasts this down. It should just remove all the math from the universe. I mean, there's like a lot of things that work like that. You know, you had a Shred Druid in the past, we had Berserk Ripping with Rupture on the barb, we had the Poison Rogue with the Poison Imbuement, we have the Victimized Rogue in the game right now. This is all double dipping multipliers. It's like very similar to snapshotting where this kind of thing just keeps happening basically. How is he resetting his army so quickly? Well, he has a bunch of shadow damage on all his minions and lots of attack speed with the Frenzied. So yeah, the rotation still is very straightforward. You make a big pull, you start creating corpses, you put the corpse tendril down, curse them, you activate your army of the dead, and then you start blasting. You can see here like how hard it is on these high tiers to kill the damage resistant dudes. I think it's worse when the potion is doing rather than the class itself. But yeah, guys, have you guys not played Diablo 3? for example, there's been a lot of these kind of mechanics in Diablo 3, and I personally never liked them. Like when, you know, the environment is doing all your damage, like we had the snowballs in Diablo 3, we had like the angels, we had the conduit pylon in Diablo 3, and all these kind of things is like, and I agree with this, like whenever your character is not the main source of damage, but rather it's the seasonal theme, like an environmental damage, like with this Holy Bolt elixir, I think it's a problem for the game, because it basically just destroys the variety. Like every character is just playing Holy Bolt elixir. You don't really play your own build anymore. And this has been happening for years and years in the Diablo franchise. And we had so many seasons in Diablo 2, and this is always like the seasons that I personally didn't like, where just your element, environment theme is killing all the monsters for you. Yeah, it was like the conduit one-shotting stuff. That's just how it works, guys. Like if they wanted if they didn't want this in the game, they would have fixed it already. Like the season is just fresh. Everybody's talking about the season. Everybody's talking about this Holy Bolt elixir thing for like the last 5 days. Well, this is still in the game, and there's lots of mechanics like this. And historically, they have been fixing some of them. And we'll see what they will do with this one. But yeah, of course, for now, everybody's trying to clear a high pit tier. And people are using this mechanic, because this is like the only way at the moment until people figure out something new. Or, I mean, they're not really incentivized. This is also a problem. They're not really incentivized to figure out something new. People just play with the Holy Bolt elixir because that's working. And that's also the new thing. I mean, that's literally the season theme. Like, you can't blame people for playing with the season theme. Like, it's the Holy Bolt elixir. I feel bad for the Necros that can't use Uber Uniques. Now, you don't need Uber Uniques for this one to work. I mean, this guy's playing a Shaco right now. That gives you like some nice damage reduction and stuff. But specifically for the minions, the +4 skills, they don't even do anything. Yeah, Holy Bolt elixir is insane on every character. Like, it's not only Necro. Like, I've seen Druids do it with some crazy pet multipliers. Even the Barbs, like the current rank 1 Barbs, I think it's like 120 clear, is also using Holy Bolt elixir. The Holy Bolt elixir is just very, very powerful. Yeah, Shaco is mainly used for damage reduction. Yeah, here, Echo is here. This is the guy who cleared it. He shows his gear at the end here when we fight the boss. So you guys can see, like, whenever there's a DR dude, it's getting... it's taking quite some time to kill this guy. Yeah, I also had this problem when I was starting Necromancer that the minions were dying, but if you just really, like, he's playing a lot of crowd control with the new aspects that he's using, and that really helps him a lot. But yeah, he's basically going to spawn the boss here. Skip a bit ahead. I see the Holy Bolt procs. But the elites don't die in one shot. Like, so even if he's hitting, you know, for 50 billion damage, the elites still live. Pits are solo on, and you can also do them in a group. But it's more efficient than solo. And then here he basically spawns the boss. And you know, on the boss, you kind of have to get lucky. So he got the Scourge boss, like this one. Scourge of the Land. This one luckily spawns minions. And this is pretty much the thing that happened in Diablo 3 as well. That at some point, you can only kill the bosses that have minions. You guys can see here, he actually, like this boss is gonna have about 400 to 500 billion life. You guys can see he actually perfectly staggers him. Tendril, and what is the hits for? I mean, it's hard to say. You can let me know in the comments, but this is definitely billions. This is like 17 billion, 11 billion. You see, this is like 9 billion up here, the non-crit. So it's like 3, 3, 9. It's like 10-digit number at least. And you kind of need this damage to even have a chance of bringing this boss down. Yeah, this is the current season theme, guys. Classic Blizzard math, yeah. Well, the Victimized Rogue has one like this as well. But yeah, guys, this is always going to be how the high tier is going to look like. I know a lot of you don't like it, but this happened in Diablo 3, this happened in Abattoir of Zir. This is always how it's going to look like if people are trying to get the highest clears. There's going to be cheese mechanics, there's going to be like double dipping, there's going to be like, people are going to do everything to clear that stuff. It's just human nature, you know, they're just doing it. Because like there's a challenge and it's a video game and people try to overcome it. And as much as you don't like it, as some of you don't like it, some other people like it a lot. I personally don't really like it that much, but I just want to show it to you here, what's going on. Like, I'm just the guy that delivers this message. And you see here, like, this is 8 billion, 14 billion, like, bunch of billion hits, basically. Here, 1.8 billion. And Sayonara, boss is dead, 131. And he actually unlocks 133. So we can be very interested in future clears from our friend. Again, the video is going to be in the description. He also shows his gear now. It's a German client, but we'll hover the items. I'll explain real quick. So this is Harlequin's Crest. I mean, does not need any further explanation. Big damage reduction. Then here he's playing the Dominion, so extra mages. And he also got to 6 on Golem Mastery. And this is the multiplier that allows him to hit for so much. Or one of the multipliers. And then he has a Skeleton Mage Mastery here. And then this is the aspect that not many other people are playing. The Apotic aspect, which is basically triggering more Shadow Blight. It's making all your warriors, skeleton warriors, also trigger shadow damage. And it seems pretty strong because normally they're not really shadow, right? Only your mages are. And it also adds a lot of CC and stagger. See how fast he also staggered the boss. And then he also got 6 skeleton mage here on the pants. And this one is damage reduction for minions. So he has a Occult Dominion there, no more Shadow Mist. Then he has the skeleton priests. Then here he has the damage reduction. I have that too. I'm understanding German, but I still have to double check. So he is playing the Blood Getter. The board is going to be very similar. And then he is playing Shadow Blight, obviously Unyielding Commander on the Amulet, Frenzied, and the Reanimation here for extra minion damage. And that's pretty much it. That's how the Amulet looks like. He also got only a +3, so there is a lot of more damage potential. But he's already hitting again in the double-digit billions damage. And this, to my knowledge, is the highest clear. Again, it's going to be in the description. And this is the planner as much as I could see. But let me know in the comments what you think about the Holy Bolt stuff. I know a lot of people don't like it, and we'll see if Blizzard changes it. I think the community is pretty split. Hope you enjoyed the video, my friends. Enjoy the season. I'll keep you updated with all the top clears. GG. If you like this video, make sure to subscribe, leave a like or a comment. I'm also live on Twitch almost every day, so come and say hi.